Hey guys, welcome to this week's show. We have a lot to go over this week. Uh, I'm your champion and champion here and league commissioner, Team Ramrod. I got Corey here of Saucier Pass as per always. Seems to
Oh,
be a regular now. So uh, he's our technical guy. He created all this slideshow that we're going to talk about. So we're going to go over some big matchups from last week, some some big matchups for next weekend, and we have 17 trades to go over. It was a busy week, more so a busy weekend. It felt like once the first trade happened, it was just out of the woodworks here.
yeah.
Yourself involved in a bunch of them. Myself involved. I don't know if there's
I
anyone in the
know.
league that wasn't involved.
Yeah, ours was one of the first ones of the night that period, but we've been talking about that trade for like a month. So
Yeah,
it wasn't like for any particular reason. We just were like, all right, like let's talk about it.
it just brought it back up. I think we felt though things were going to start to move, and it was
Yeah.
time. It was time. I guess what we're going to start off with here is a review of last week's matchups. So we're going to talk about the first matchup here, where Le Champion defeated Daltry the Beef here in a close matchup, 8-7. What you got to say about this one here, Corey?
This is a close matchup. This is a good one. I wasn't watching it too close coming down on Sunday there. How were you feeling Sunday watching this one?
I felt good going in because I was up 10-5, but I knew he was going to take hits. He was only behind by 3, and he had Wilson and a Vancouver guy, Myers, playing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like he's going to take hits. He was only one shot behind me. He's going to take shots. It came down really to goals. Like, could he catch me in goals? I was up by 2, and Wilson brought him one, but couldn't bring him the other for a tie. So I watched the game. I sat there yesterday afternoon there on the couch just watching, especially when Wilson had the puck. But ironically, it was Myers who almost got a goal. So I was a
Yeah.
little caught off guard there.
It's good. Makes it interesting though. And you can
Yeah,
see only me, you, Lynn, and then Travis jumped on board voting for you. Everyone else was going with Daltrey. No
no
respect.
faith in Daltrey. And no respect. My boy Kemper got me a shutout Saturday. Ooh, that helped me. We got next here. We got the whole shaft defeating Get Off My Grass with a score of 9-4. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, this is this is a rough one. Dan not getting his goalie wins or his goalie game. Sorry, Nick getting easy win 9-4. It's what probably should have happened. I was gonna vote for Nick until he convinced me otherwise, and he pulls this on us.
Yeah.
Daltrey sent him in. Daltrey sent him in to sabotage the record.
Oh, Daltrey, does he even matter? He hasn't sent in picks in like 5 weeks. Getting a little borderline here. Did he abandon it? No, I called him out there, but he never answered. So, interesting thing about this week for Nick, his goalies were injured, except for Vass, who got 3 starts and got him 3 wins with 133 goals against and 938 save percentage. He literally rode Vass to victory this week. We were talking about it earlier, having a good laugh at it.
The guy you can. The backup doesn't see too many games there.
Nope,
Right?
doesn't need to, right? So,
Nope.
especially it was a spread out week for their games. They weren't no back to back. So,
Yep. That's good.
yeah, no, good week. I was convinced. Nick had me convinced that he was going to lose, and I shouldn't have listened to him.
Yeah, the rest of the league did.
I almost always pick him. Because his team's good, right? So this one, here's the guy who predicted an upset. Only one. Pat, you ready to rumble? Defeats the Charlie Browns 8-5. What do you think of this matchup?
This is a big win for Nick going against Sean. Big loss for Sean too in our type division. Yeah, I knew he has a team that can come out. So his team came out firing, and like Sean did not have a bad week in any way. It just he didn't have the better week.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about when we talk about trades. Like Sean did something he doesn't usually do, and he went out and he made some trades. Like, you can tell. I think he feels the pressure now. He's seen himself slide through the standings a bit. You got a guy who's outside of the playoff picture beating him, right? So I think he realizes there's some things he can improve on his team, and he's going to make those moves, right? Patch, big win for him. He's actually tied for the last spot right now. He's just on the outs. So he really turned it around. I was talking to him not long ago, and even though he was originally wanting to sell, all of a sudden he's like, "No, I think I can compete." So good on him. I like when more people are trying to win, right? Throw their hat into the ring here and try and go for that trophy.
Well, what's there to lose, right? Because now you have the lottery, so it doesn't matter if you finish ninth or you finish last, right?
It makes no sense to tank, right?
None at all. We're in past years, there was some value there. Let's be honest.
Especially right now, though, while the standings are so close, like I think it's going to go down to the wire that way. You're going to see the person who finishes last isn't going to finish too far out. It's just they lost some matches that they needed to win, right? So here we go. After the fire sale here, the never-ending rebuild defeats Hockey Balboa 7-6. As you can see, the predictions, everyone went with the never-ending rebuild. But what do you tell me about this matchup?
Yeah, like Travis's guys didn't really come out playing, and a lot closer than we thought it was going to be. The goalies pulled him through.
Yeah,
that's one thing I was happy for him that he didn't touch his goalies, and then he did end up moving Fleury though. But he's been doing well in that category, so nice to squeeze out a win, keep him in the playoff picture, right?
Yeah, exactly. Even then, like there's nothing stopping him from using all those picks he got and rebuild his team how he might prefer it, right? In a different way, like get some different players and fresh blood in there. We have I know it's longer, but we have 2 matchups that'll be finalized before the trade deadline, right? So a lot of people are going to be thinking in 2 weeks, this is what I have. Am I making trades to pick up? Am I selling? Am I staying put? But really, we have this week, we have next week, and then the whole month of February is one matchup. So trade deadline will happen during that matchup. So teams are going to start making their decisions. Like a lot of people said in the chat, Travis isn't out.
Yep.
Oh, this is a lopsided matchup here. Let's talk about 7 on the ice defeating Clefbaum 13-1. What happened here?
I mean, Mark's team showed up.
Yeah,
he had a good week. And like Kyle, I don't know if he got hit by COVID hard or something, but you guys did not do much. I don't think we expected this, but good on Mark. He's not making too many moves. He's trusting his team, and they're playing well for him right now.
Yeah, it's hard to argue the result, right? He jumped into the playoff spot to the 8th playoff spot with this win. For the record, we'll talk about that when we get to the standings here. But yeah, and everyone picked 7 on the ice for the victory. No one had faith in Clefbaum.
Yeah,
that's how it is. But yeah,
that's the second sweep so far.
Yeah, big win though, Mark. Big win.
Yep.
This one was a close matchup. I know I'm waiting for your comments here on this because we talked about it a bit. What you thought went wrong here. Captain Crunch defeating Saucier Pass 7-6. You can see the voting was pretty much half and half. 4 people taking Domo, and I thought you had it. I thought you had him. What happened?
I should have. I missed Varlamov start on the Saturday. Well, I got my 2 goalie starts, but they don't pick a starter till late. Like
They
same as
do not.
You did not see it until like 7 o'clock. But
did you check the chat on the player?
No, I didn't
Oh,
want to.
oh man, they all know. Anyone who's ever owned an Islanders goalie, Neil knows this. Neil knows. Um, they don't announce their starter until like half hour before the game starts, and it's frustrating as fuck. And sometimes they'll play at 7:30. You have games starting at 7. You're like, do I start this guy? Like, what am I
Exactly.
doing here?
That's what it was today. The other guy started at 3, and then he was at 7. It's like I don't know who's going to start. But yeah, so if I started Varlamov on Saturday, knowing he would have the start, I would have won the week. But I did not. I put up a fight,
Yeah,
but
yeah, it
I'm
was
keeping
close.
the streak going. And I think more people should have voted for the guy in first place, not the guy in 13th place here.
I think
But I
people
mean,
question his roster right now. Do you see his goaltending situation?
yeah,
Yeah. We got here. Suck my Ojic defeated Cherry picking Daddy 9-3. You can see only a few people picking Cherry. I was one. You were one. Kyle was the other. But he defeated. Neil defeated him. What do you think of this matchup?
like right after we predicted this, then it gets announced Rass signs with the Bruins, right? So that's a big boost to for Neil compared to what we thought. But I thought Kyle was going to win. I mean, he had a pretty good week. Just Neil had a better week. Good on you, Neil.
So that's a double swing though in this matchup, right? Because of Rass signing, Swayman got sent down. Kyle has Swayman, so
Oh yeah, that's
like,
true. Yeah, I dropped him almost immediately.
it's too bad. He's gonna be the goalie there one day. I think sooner rather than later. Like, how long are you gonna ride Rass? I think
He's
they're
playing
kind of
pretty
on
well
their
so far.
last. I think they're kind of on their last hurrah with this core, right? So
I would agree with that.
yeah, but good on you, Neil. Good victory.
Yep.
The goalie switch really helped. I'm not saying
Yep.
Rask really helped you. I'm saying Swayman really hurt Kyle losing
I'd say
Swayman.
both. I'd say both.
I think Neil's goalie situation was all right with Sorokin and Shesterkin, right? He didn't absolutely need Rask, but it was a good pickup.
No, definitely.
I wouldn't have done it that early, but I would have picked him up. It was just him. He made the sacrifice he needed to make sure he got the guy, right?
Yeah, you don't know how soon after the next person would have picked him up either.
Exactly. You don't know him. You don't know who's watching. So he thought it was better to just strike early, right? So
But I know who wasn't watching. I got canceled, and please don't feed the goalie here.
oh god, 8-6 though, close matchup here. Derek pulls out a win
Without his goalie starts. He got the
without
win.
his goalie starts. He gets the win. Oh, that's harsh.
Tied on blocks, losing shorthanded points. Don did pretty well otherwise, like 14 goals, 26 assists. That's a lot of points.
Yeah, his guys came to play.
Yeah.
That's good though. That's good for his score. Like his goalie situation is bad though. He has Leonard and Price who have both been kind of hurt. Like
Yeah.
Talbot who's hurt.
Well, I think he was coming back. He didn't play today though. But he's almost back. So but still zero goalies really right now.
That's it.
Yeah.
So split though pretty much on the votes again. So it's good results. Not much we can say there, really. Oh, that's it. That's all. That's reviewing all of them. Let's go to our leaderboard here. Daltrey's still in the lead, but man, Daltrey hasn't. I checked, and the last time he submitted games was December 7th.
Daltrey, my man.
I think that's his strategy. He's like, I built up a good lead. I'm just gonna quit. But really, like, that's a pussy way, buddy. Like, play. Calling you out, Daltrey. Le Champion jumped into third, right behind Charlie Brown's here, surpassing Lynn.
I was just showing your win totals. You and Sean are on the top for wins. Daltrey is top for winning percentage, so I want to show his too.
Winning percentage,
Lynn's catching up though. Look at that, 6-2 week.
I hope Lynn takes over. Show us that we're just a bunch of stats. We can't beat the robot. It knows. the league standings here. Let's talk about Division 1 here. You want to talk about Division 1?
Yeah, that was it was a big week for Division One. Captain Crunch and Neil climbing off the leaderboard a bit here. Dan falling back. I think he said back-to-back losses. Pacioretty getting the win to come up. Yeah, it's this is the first time I feel like in a while that like they actually have points separating everybody. There's no ties.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, there's ties at 8
Yeah, but I mean in the one
in the
division.
division. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even in the other division, look at that.
What I love in the second division here is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Anywhere from 10th to first, right? It's just 5 points. I love that. I don't know if you noticed though, there's 5 teams from Division 2 sitting in the playoff spot right now.
There is a tie, but
Neil, that's for you. But he has a tiebreaker apparently, so but it's still close. Everything like we look at the league, right? And even from second place down to well, maybe not second, I guess second down to there's 11 points from second to last. It's not a lot. I
yeah,
mean, he's pretty much out, but
he's pretty much done for.
at this
And I'm
rate,
only
like
1 point ahead, but
13 to get in, like 6 points, even 5 points is gonna be hard to overcome.
yeah, especially with 7 other teams competing for that last spot.
If they pick up some points here or there, not even to go on a streak, they just need to maintain like a few wins here and there, you know.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's close. It's good for the league. It just shows that everyone's teams is getting better, right? Everyone has different styles. It's just I prefer the active style. Oh, here we go. This is what I've been waiting for.
This isn't what started it.
No, this is a trade earlier. Honestly, like this week has been such a crazy week in trades. It started off slow. I'd say slow, but it was a pretty big trade. We started off the week with Domo or Captain Crunch trading away Tavares at an 18 to you for Nekus and a 7. So what were you thinking here when you went and got when you went and did this deal?
Well, I knew he was asking for a 6, and I didn't have a 6, but I feel I could use a player like Tavares on my team, so I just sent him an offer. The closest to a 6 you can get, a 7th with an 18th, and he messaged me, said he's going to sit on it, and if it doesn't get a 6, then he'll take it. And the next morning, he took it.
Huh.
So I was happy getting a player like Tavares without having to spend a 6th-round pick. And
Yeah.
just improve my team.
Yeah, that was a good trade. I don't know why he traded him, but I stopped questioning what Domo does. Like it's working for him, so whatever. I wouldn't do it, but but he's happy with his moves. He's accumulating like a huge pool of good draft picks for next year. I don't know if that's what it is. He doesn't care about this year, and he's just like, hey, I mean, he's still competing this year, but
yeah,
he's just like, okay, I'm going to set myself up for next year. Whatever you're doing, it's working for you.
You'll see his name a lot.
One thing about this trade is once you made this trade, our talks kind of accelerated.
Yes.
Because you were like, I feel comfortable now.
Yeah, because I had the forward that I knew who you wanted for my team, so this made me feel a little bit better at forward making the move with you. So
is that the next one? No, there was still another trade.
This is kind of where it started. I don't think this is the one, but
I wouldn't say this triggered everything, but Clefbaum traded Atkinson and a 12 over to Charlie Browns, who rarely makes trades, for Johnson and a 10th. Or Johnson, sorry, had a 10th. What do you think?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. Sean doesn't make too many trades. Say like maybe 2-3 year average. And to go for Atkinson, he's been playing well, but not surprised. I think it's an okay upgrade for him, and same with Kyle too.
It didn't cost them much, right, for Atkinson, as it shouldn't, but like for a 10th for 12th, Like, that's nothing really. So for him, he felt he was getting the guy that would help him. Then I think it was a good trade. Pretty even.
Yep, I agree.
Oh, captain. Oh yeah, this was the night before the flurry. I remember doing this. So again, going back to our talks where you were more comfortable after picking up Tavares about
Yeah.
moving Tarasenko. I was more comfortable moving Varlamov after this trade here. So Captain Crunch traded Reimer in a 17th to Zub for Zub and an 8th round pick. This was all I did was I messaged him and I said, "Will an 8th and Zub land me Reimer?" And he came back said yes, and sent it off. There was like no negotiation. It was just a simple message. Will this get me this goalie? Yes. Okay. So that gave me a 4th goalie, and that was kind of the plan. Is if I wanted to make sure that I was safe before we made our trade that will come up in a little bit here. This was a good trade too. I think this might have been what started it a little.
I'd say so.
All of a sudden, Travis announces that there's a fire sale a lot later in the season than usual. I'll give him that.
And he's probably in one of the better spots than usual.
Yeah.
Which is ironic. Okay, carry on.
So never-ending rebuild here sends Hamilton a 17th and a 12th over to Clefbaum for Sergachev an 8th and a 10th. Sergachev is a very serviceable defenseman, and he got an upgrade here, 2 picks. I thought it was a good deal. What do you think?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see who is buying in on Hamilton, to be honest. I think he's a great player. He does well fantasy wise. It's quite a lot for him to pay, in my opinion. But I think he plans on keeping him though.
He did announce that he wants to keep him, right? So
it's not a bad price if that's who you want to keep. I think he could have done better though. That's my opinion.
For an 8th, I got Reimer for 8th. But no, I thought it was a good deal. Travis got a good price. Clef didn't give up anything huge, especially if he plans on keeping it. So.
No, I think he could have got a better keeper if he was a little bit more patient, though. But he did not have to pay a whole lot. Yeah, I agree with that.
Sometimes you have players that you just like, and you're like, okay, I'll pay the price.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here's
there we go.
So people don't know this. We've been talking about this since before Christmas when all the PPD was starting. So that's how long we've been talking about this. We've been slow planning because it wasn't a rush. The Islanders games kept getting canceled. Like, it didn't matter. But Sauce Pass traded away Tarasenko and a 7th to Le Champion for Varlamov and a 12th. I want you to tell me here your side of this trade.
Yeah, I had a hole in nets, and I feel Varlamov's a great goalie. I know he's splitting starts right now with the Islanders, but he still has a year left on his contract. He could get moved. Like, he's still very valuable. There's no reason why they can't move him and get something else to help their team, right? And Tarasenko, who a big forward for me to get let go of, and a 7th, but it's the price I had to pay to get a goalie.
I agree with you on Varlamov should be traded. More so that the Islanders are not making it anywhere this year. Do you want to go into next season with 10 million in goaltending? When you can just make a decision now, like obviously Sorokin's younger, you're going to stick with him for the long term.
Yeah.
Then move Varlamov now while he has term, and that can get you a better reward, right? But worst case, they keep him, and with all the PPD they have, there's going to be a bunch of back-to-back games, so they're going to cram their schedule in, right? So I think that's where Varlamov's value has been.
Yeah, you're getting 50%, pretty darn close at least.
Yeah, I liked Varlamov.
I traded you Varlamov last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how that started, I just messaged, hey, is Varlamov available? Well, I don't know. Like, he's got to ask sometimes about a player, right? Like, I was definitely happy with Tarasenko. He was on my team last year. Obviously, he didn't have last season the year that he's having this year.
No.
A lot of questions on him. He wasn't really ready to come back, but this one, a big part of it was also the 7th. I think that the pick was kind of up there. You didn't really want to pay it, but you wanted the goalie to go.
Yeah,
Sit on your
sometimes
bench.
you gotta pay the price. You can't get too cheap here.
No, sometimes you can't dick around about one pick, right? So
Yep.
I think we'll both be happy with what we got.
Yeah, exactly. I got to keep it out of it. So this kind of started it though for me.
Well, this came as a reaction to a trade that only got processed later.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact Sean was in on Trouba. And he did not get Trouba. And this was his consolation. Was that he sent Morrissey in his 7th over to you for Burns at his 16th. Now, like you just said, that kind of triggered you. You're just like, okay, like without Burns.
Yeah. So for me, it was. I feel like I needed to start moving some pieces, or else I might get stuck with players later that I get no value for. But the one thing I want to do is try to make sure I got players of value in return. In this trade, I liked a lot. I got to get rid of a late pick for a 7th, and I got Morrissey, he's not bad for fantasy hockey.
Oh, it's good.
Yep.
I like the deal. Because you're going in a different direction in a way. You're kind of restructuring. Like you said though, with all the picks that have been flying around, there's not going to be a lot left by trade deadline. I think there's like 3 guys in the league who have several 6s. If they want to sell those, and yeah, maybe, but I don't know. It might be a little bare than some people think by deadline. But you gotta also try to get the most for your assets too, right? So I feel like this was a knee-jerk trade for Sean. He didn't get true, but he just okay. I need a defenseman now, which is odd for him. He doesn't usually make a bunch of trades. To have him do 2 in a week, the week's not over.
Burns is having a good year though.
Yeah, he is.
He's having a really good year. So it's not a bad pickup for him, that's for sure.
No, it's not. I don't think it's the one he wanted, but this was kind of like right away he went and made this move.
Yep.
And we also got Cherry picking Daddy getting in on the fun, trading Case and a 6 to the never-ending rebuild for Buchnevich and a 15. And Buchnevich having a great year. I didn't think he would have a year like this. You must have at one point because you had him on your roster. You drafted him, right?
I drafted him. Yeah, I drafted him early, and he was picking up a bit, and I traded him away to Travis to get a player I wanted, and then he just exploded. But it's his first year with St. Louis, and he's started to play, and he's found his groove. It seems like so. It's good on Kyle. Paid a 6th, but
I don't know if I like the 6, but if he ends up keeping him, then whatever, a 6 is nothing, right?
Yeah, he's pretty young, so
yeah, no, I think he's like 25, 26, something like that. Like he's got a lot of career left in him, and as long as he's clicking in St. Louis, I don't like the 6, but Kyle, if you're keeping him, then I like it a little more. He wasn't done. He went and traded a 7th. He made a deal with you. Trade away. I don't even know how you say that.
Roenick?
We'll say Roenick. And 7th to you for Riley and a 15th. So what happened here?
Yes, I wanted to get a little bit grittier on my team. I had too many guys that were doing the same thing, so I wanted to try a different style and got a 7th for Riley and picked up a player that I really like too, who's been having a pretty good year in fantasy hockey. So I was happy to get this done.
Yeah, it's another big upgrade for you, right?
Yeah.
I kind of laughed when I saw this one come through because it was like he just traded 7 and he acquired 1. And this is around where you just message. He's like, okay, I'm in on the sale. Like it seemed like you had trade after trade just going through right away. Like
I did. I was happy with what they were offering, and I was happy with who was getting back. So makes it easy.
Seven on the ice getting involved here. A minor deal. Seven on the ice trading Skinner and a 10th. He's probably a good call to get out of Edmonton goaltending right now. To you for Peterson and a 16th. So tell me about this one.
Yeah, he wanted the LA duo, and I picked up Varlamov, so I kind of had an extra goalie that I knew I could get rid of. And then I got a start of a Skinner on Saturday, so it wasn't bad. I mean, he played terrible, and it would have been better with Varlamov, but yeah, and I got a decent pickup grade, so.
Yeah, and again, that's what you're looking for at this point, right? So
yep.
The whole shaft get it into the fun here. Nick studying Konechny and an 8th your way for Kyrou and a 18th. My 18th.
Your 18th. Yeah, this is another one. I was floating Kyrou's name out there, and not a few biters, but nothing too much. And I got an 8th all the way to an 18th here, and Konechny he's a very gritty hockey player. I think he's what I need on my team. So I was very happy for this trade too.
Yeah, I think it's a good trade. Nick picks up like a guy who's just on fire.
Yeah, he's playing well.
But he got it for an 8th, and I think that's a fair price. Like you said, Konechny is serviceable too, so who knows? Someone might come knocking for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Charlie Brown's getting in on more fun here. This time trading away Mike Smith, an 8th for Pionk and a 16th. What do you think of this one?
I didn't even notice this one went through until the next day when I was talking to Dan about it, and I thought it was a good trade for Captain Crunch. Good value. I was surprised he dropped Smith right away.
He's injured again.
Yeah, I know he is for 2 weeks, like 1 to 2 weeks, but I think he's just like, you know what, I'm not going to bother with it. He's so on and on, right? But I don't know why he was moving Pionk though, but he got an 8th, so.
It's just, I don't know what it is with Dome. He just cycles through his guys. No, I was surprised that he moved Smith, but I wasn't, because again, once I heard he got hurt again, and they recalling Skinner, I'm like, oh man, I felt bad for Sean in a way.
Yeah.
Sean, he didn't have that issue when he was part of Ramrod last year. He was a rock for me.
He did do well.
Oh, here we go. This was I don't know, questionable trade in my opinion.
Let's hear about it.
You traded Verhaeg, Hill, and a 6th. So Neil traded that to Hockey Balboa for Kadri and an 8th. Now I agree, a 6th is probably the right price right now with how hot Kadri is. But why take an 8th back? Like, it doesn't seem like enough, in my opinion. Like, and good on you, Neil. Great trade for Neil, I think. Hill's not a starter this year. He's a backup goalie. Verhaeg is pretty good, though. He's a pretty decent fantasy player. I just feel that 6th for 8th is kind of not that huge of a deal. What do you think?
I like it. I like that he's getting the 6th round pick. He's getting a goalie. Yeah, you're right. He probably could have got more back the other way, but you're never going to get more to Kadri. Like, the guy's playing lights out. So it's good on him to trade it. I don't think the 6 is too much. I agree completely. He'll be a good addition as long as he keeps playing the way he is, right?
I think Neil got away with giving up barely anything for Kadri. Yeah. He gave up the 6, which is not. There's nothing to be upset about with the 6 going the one way, right? I just think good on Neil. He didn't give up much going back the other way, really, realistically, right? He got an 8th back, like with Kadri. Yeah, that's a deal you do every day, anytime it's coming up. Good job, Neil. Braden, you should probably get more for your picks, like for your players. Oh, here's the one when it was processed here. This is.
What took so long for this one?
Part of my deal was that I wanted Lindell for the start that night. So the Champion traded Lindell and a 7th round pick over to the never-ending rebuild for Trouba and a 12th. Now that was your 7th. Once I got your 7th, I swapped it over to Travis here. Now, I've been talking to Travis forever about Truba. I'm talking months. Forever. I was like, are you out yet? Are you selling? You gonna send me Truba? And he always like he always, you know how he is. He taunts you back, like, oh, you wish you had this player. And then it came down to the day he was selling everything, and he was actually inquiring about Varlamov, so that was part of it too, right? He actually was reaching out, and Truba would have been part of that deal. So that's when I went to you and I said, hey, if you give me a seventh right now for with Tarasenko, it's done. So I want Tarasenko, and I'll move that seventh for Truba. And that's pretty much what happened. What do you think of the
That's
trade?
good. Truba's a beast. Man, that guy hits.
Yeah.
And like he's gonna fit in with your team. Do I think he needed the hitting? I don't know. You have a pretty gritty team before, but it's an upgrade. He's gonna do better. It's not gonna hurt you any. He's still gonna put up the same stats, I think, across the board, if not better, and everything compared to Lindell.
Yeah, and that's what it is. He only has like 10 more blocks than Lindell, but he's got like 40 more hits than him.
Yeah.
So many more pims and even
Oh,
points. Lindell doesn't put up a lot of points. So
no.
he's good though. He did a lot for me this year. It was time for an upgrade.
Yeah, exactly. You picked up Lindell. I think it's one of the first trades of the year.
Yeah. And it was because my defense had too many holes in it, and like I needed to fix it. He served me well, but it was time to send him off to the rebuild. Pat, you're ready to rumble, getting in on the fun too. This is a big trade too. This kind of, I think, cemented him as more of a competitor now for the end of the year. Pacioretty trading away Kyra, McDonough, and a sixth to Travis for Pacioretty, Johnson, and an 11th. Pacioretty is going to be that guy. He's not going to play until our playoffs, pretty much, and he's going to come back after his wrist surgery, and he's going to score goals. So that's all he does. I like the trade. I like the trade for Patches. What do you think?
Yeah, so do I. Johnson's I had him earlier this year. He's solid across the board. He's
surprisingly
solid.
You wouldn't think that.
Yeah, no, well, it's sitting on the Colorado team. That's going to help you, right?
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
The last few years he hasn't put numbers up like that, but this year
I agree. He's come around. So I don't think he had to pay a lot. I think it's good. I think it's a good trade for him.
Yeah, it's going to be that all of a sudden that sniper comes out of nowhere. Like where was he hiding all year? And all of a sudden your team's just ripping us apart. Like
he's already
right
now.
We got Clefbaum again getting in on the trades here. Moving Jordan Stahl, and a sixth to the never-ending rebuild here for a 10th and Mark Stone. So the Vegas duo split up by Travis to perhaps form another duo as he has Eichel already, right? So Eichel and Stone's a pretty good 1-2 punch. What do you think?
Yeah, like for Kyle, I was looking earlier, for a guy who's been committed to selling since day one, he really doesn't have good draft. His picks are not looking very, very nice. So he's buying here again to get another keeper. Didn't have to pay a whole lot, or only a 6 really for a 10th. It's not too bad. But Stone, as long as he's healthy, it's worth it in my opinion.
I like what he did because I think it was important that he improved his keepers.
Yeah, I agree.
So even if his draft doesn't look great next year, like I think improving your overall keeper base was more important.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was just surprised to see how little his draft pick has been accumulated.
He's still got stuff for sale though. Don't forget to stop by. He'll make you a deal.
Got a while to go.
Charlie Brown active again. I felt this was another reaction trade by Sean. Sees Fleury getting a nice shutout. Charlie Brown's trade away Georgiev and a 6 for Fleury and a 10th. Especially with Smith's failure over on Charlie Brown's this year. He needed. I think this was a much needed trade for him. A 6 is probably the right price for Fleury. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. You could say it's reactionary, but I think it fits the hole he had. Like it wasn't a bad move at all. I think Travis probably could have got more for him if he wanted to be patient. I don't think there's any rush in getting rid of Fleury this early.
I think he was just
But
happy to
I
get a
think,
6.
yeah, but no, it's good. Good on Sean. Good on Travis to get another 6 though. He doesn't need him, right? So
Yeah, I agree. Good job, gentlemen. Sauce Pass traded away Jones, a 7th and an 8th, for Crosby, a 9th and an 18th. So all of a sudden, the guy who's selling buys from another seller. What happened here?
yeah, I heard Crosby was available and through the grapevine and roughly what the price would be. And I was like, you know what? Like I'm willing to pay that to get a guy like Crosby. He's healthy. He's still putting up points per game across the board. He's looking well. So and not even having to give us 6 to get him. I was happy with this trade. 8th to 9th for the second pick. So it's really just 7th for 18th.
That's fair, yeah. No, that's a good price for him. So
Yeah.
can't argue that. Yeah, he's been playing really well since he came back. So good on you. I imagine he's gonna be a keeper for you. So
Yeah, most likely.
oh, I guess that was all the trades. Now there were a lot of trades.
17.
A lot of big names too, right? It wasn't just little trades. It was almost like a trade deadline weekend. I'm anxious to see what happens on trade deadline, because we still have a few teams who will probably drop out and start selling. Braden declared open for business today, so you know there was definitely some trades today too. So we'll talk about those next week. Let's get into the preview for this week. First matchup here, we have Le Champion, Team Ramrod, taking on the Streak Ender, Cherry Picking Daddy. Seems to always be the one that ends anyone's big streaks. Lynn has this at a 9-6 victory for Team Ramrod. I'm gonna agree with Lynn that Team Ramrod is gonna take this. Even before seeing today's results, like I knew I was gonna take it to Kyle. Actually, I was talking a little bit yesterday. It was he was excited for this matchup until like there was certain movements made, and things kind of swayed a little in one direction. But no, I'm looking forward to it. Kyle's always a good opponent. Pays attention. His team is surprisingly deep. Not with big superstars, but just guys who go to do their job. But I still think Ramrod's going to take it. What do you think?
Yeah, he has a couple guys in his team that when I was looking at them, I was impressed to see the season they're putting up. The guy on the Predators, I don't remember his name, but
Janot there?
Yeah, unreal season for a guy who's just coming out of nowhere, right? So this is a hard one. I think I gotta go with you. Safe pick. Kyle didn't pick it up last week. Coming off a loss, so
it's gonna be a big week for him, right? He's 1 point out of a playoff spot right now. It's a big week for him. If he loses, it could push him back further. I'm sorry, Kyle. Matchup 2 here. We got Lynn liking Suck My Ojic over I Got Canceled here. She predicts 11-4. I don't know if it'll be that lopsided, but he'll probably at least get the 5 goalie starts. 5 goalie points, sorry. I'm going to agree with Lynn that Neil is probably going to win this. Again, it goes back to him not getting his goalie starts last week. I don't know if he'll get them this week. So I think the advantage is Neil. I don't think he'll give that up. What do you think?
Yeah, it's not very favorable for him. Neil's a strong team too, and made a couple moves recently, so it's gotten even better. And yeah, I think I'm going to go with him this week too.
Oh, I'll try the beef, trying to rebound after a big loss against Clefbaum. Lynn thinks he can do it. I'm gonna agree. I just don't see much on Kyle's roster these days that screams, "Hey, I'm gonna compete against you." He's in a rebuild. He's selling. besides his keepers, like his team's bare, right? It's average. Where Daltrey, I don't feel the same. I think I just played against Daltrey. I've seen what his team can do. They put up points, especially when Colorado gets rolling, right? McKinnon's all over the place, so I think Daltrey will take it. What do you think?
Yeah, Calgary only has the 2 games, so it's gonna be a hard one for Kyle's and the goalie stats. Yeah, I'm gonna
He
go
rides
Daltrey.
those Coyotes. Who got a win tonight?
Yeah, they did though. That was a big win.
Yeah, and Veg was in net, so
Yep. Still
you're
gonna
going
go
with
with
Daltrey too?
Yeah, still going with Daltrey though.
Yeah, I thought so. Sorry, Kyle. Oh, this is a big matchup. This might be the biggest matchup of the week here. 2 Titans going at it. You got the whole shaft versus Captain Crunch. Lynn has Nick's back here. 8-7, she thinks. But I'm gonna also go with the whole shaft. It's hard to go against Vasilevsky, how hot he's been. Point has been on fire since Kucherov has been back. You know, you should get some games out of Draisaitl this week. Meyer had 5 goals today. But again, he pointed out that Carlson on Domo's team had 5 assists. So, or
I think he had
had
3 when I
assists on
looked.
those.
He had 3 assists.
Yeah, he's getting assists on them, but yeah, I think whole shot's gonna take it. What do you think?
Yeah, I should have beat Captain Crunch, so I think Nick should be able to then.
If I could almost do it, Nick should be able to. Got here. Charlie Browns. Man, this guy's in some rough luck lately. Lynn thinks he'll bounce back against Get Off My Grass here. She predicts 8-6. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure here. I don't know. I'm losing faith in Sean right now here. He's on a slump, and part of me wants to see him break it because like I think he's better than that, but part of me also is enjoying his slump. So I'm sure he didn't have any tears shed when I was on my slump last year. So I'm gonna ride with it. I'm gonna go with Get Off My Grass here. I'm gonna go for the upset. What do you think?
I'm gonna go against you. No,
Yeah.
Dan's team's in a bad spot. I think Sean's gonna rebound. He picked up Fleury. It's gonna help him in nets. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Sean.
Yeah, it's fair. Sean's normally an easy win, but like for picking him, right? But he's just
Exactly. For
he's
sure.
been he hasn't been himself lately. Let's see.
We'll see how he is this week.
Battle of the speed of Titans right here. Battle. I don't know. I would say of sellers, but only one selling. Never-ending rebuild who is selling is predicted to defeat. Please don't feed the goalie. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about his team right now. 12-3. I'm going to agree. I'm going to think even Travis's reformatted team will defeat. Please don't feed the goalie. I guess it all depends on the Dallas games. If his Dallas Stars are rolling, maybe he'll compete. Cooch should keep him in there, but I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's gonna be tough for Tyler. The Travis's team is still pretty gritty. They're a big team and it's gonna get a lot of penalties, a lot of hits. Like he's gonna take those categories. He's gonna take goalie stats. Like I think it's likely he'll win. He doesn't have bad players still, so I'm gonna stay.
We're in agreement then. Oh, this is a big matchup. I like this because these guys are tied for that last playoff spot right now. And this is a matchup you just like to see at this point, right? Lynn has 7 on the ice, defeating Pacioretty Rumble 9-5. Whew. I want to hear your opinion first. Yeah, I'm thinking it's tough.
I'm gonna go with Nick on this one. Like Mark's team has been doing well lately, but I like Nick's team, and he just made some big moves. moving a 6, right? So yeah, I think it's gonna be tough. I'm going against Lynn though here. Sorry, Lynn.
I like the team that Nick built. I like his Dallas Stars are the lesser known ones who are just coming up, right? Well, except Pavelski, I guess. He moved hints, but he's got the Colorado duo. What this comes down to is, will his Colorado duo outscore Mark's Florida duo? And Florida's been on such a tear that I think I'm gonna go with Mark. Huberto has just been on everything lately. Not that Rantanen and Landeskog haven't been. I think this is gonna be a really close match. I almost want to call a tie, but I'm gonna be decisive and I'll go against you on this one and I'll pick Mark. But either way, I think they're both great teams right now, who are riding their stars to victory. Right, like this is gonna be an interesting match.
No,
Probably the one I watched the closest, I think, this week.
It'll be the most on the line, in my opinion.
All right, here we go. Saucier Pass decides to declare he's selling,
Bankruptcy.
and then goes on to his braided bye week. Lynn has you up 9-6 here. I want to hear your opinion about your matchup first.
Yeah, I know I moved a few pieces, but I also picked up a couple pieces. Tavares, Crosby, right? So I'm still pushing. Yeah, Varlamov too, of course. If I'm going to play him, it helps. So even though I moved some pieces, I'm definitely not selling just to sell at this point. Give it a couple more weeks here. We'll see.
Yeah, you're still in it.
You know what? I like my odds in this one. I'm going to take myself.
I'm going to agree. I think you have this. I just have no confidence in Brady. Even he said today, right? He's like, his team is crap. He went all in on Campbell and broke his team. And I think what broke his team was moving Aho for nothing. But
yeah, exactly. Buying what was Lackinen for a lot.
He didn't pay attention too much this year, and it put him out. That's all.
Yep.
Oh, I wish him better luck next year, but this year the braided bye week lives.
I hope I could use a win.
I'm told that the Golden Dick is in.
In what?
That he had received it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So I guess it's glorious is what I was told. So I'm looking forward to seeing this beast and see whose name goes on it.
Oh.
Reminder, guys, get your predictions in, right? You don't have to wait for me to harass you. You can send them in advance. You might be wondering what happened to the power rankings. Because of low participation, I'm talking about, besides Corey and I, one person sent them in. We just scrapped it. No one gives a fuck about it, then I'm not going to waste my time doing it.
Sorry?
Waste our time doing it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, but keep your predictions coming in. I'm looking at you, Daltrey. You better start participating here. I'm going to call on your tactics here. But overall, though, guys, I think it was a great week. It was an exciting week in the league. So much activity. I look forward to seeing what this week brings. It doesn't look like it's slowing down without more people declaring, right? It makes sense with only a couple weeks until our deadline. So people are just going to start declaring, hey, I'm out. Come buy my stuff.
Get your value while you can. The league's been so active that you don't know what's going to be left at the deadline. But the guys with really low picks like Dan, Travis, Nick, they're in the playoffs right now. They're right there. Like Travis is right there. So
there's nothing really stopping that.
Yeah.
Nothing stopping them from going out and buying a bunch of players at deadline when no one else has those picks. Like
Drew for a ninth.
Drew for a ninth, like those are gold deals. Maybe not this year. Like it's probably not worth a ninth anymore, but this was like 4 years ago. This was like 100-point season Giroux. Like
he was pretty close. Yeah, he was killing it.
Him and Voracek, they were a duo back in the day, dirty duo. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thank you, Corey, for joining. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck this week, guys. I'm looking forward to seeing the results. Take care.